Hi guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be on why art will always have a place in revolution. I thought it would be a really interesting thing to look at because our entire society is based on a string of revolutions and we're surrounded by revolution. Hope you enjoy it.
They say a picture can tell 1,000 words. It's a good point, but perhaps fittingly, I don't think the phrase quite captures the full extent of the power of an image. It's easy to think of art and be dragged back to your primary school days of a school trip to a gallery that involved interminable hours of staring at a very large, complex painting that you probably couldn't see properly, thanks to taller classmates if you were at the back and light bouncing off the painting if you were at the front. However, art is all around us, from the iconic Apple symbol to fashion to the photo that shook the Western world in 1972 showing the Napalm Girl. Today, I'm going to focus on visual art and its role in revolution. Throughout history, symbols have been key to uniting people under a common banner. They provide a coherent and comprehensive goal, motive, and leader. Traditionally, literacy was a privilege of the elite, and pictures were a way of simplifying and explaining a concept to the masses, hence Catholic churches have stained glass windows. Nowadays, though, despite the vast majority of people being literate, we still have the saying, a picture can tell 1,000 words. Art is a form of expression and can combine innumerable techniques to achieve the desired effect. The medium or media used, the colours, the angle, the composition, the display, the list goes on. The predominant trends have fluctuated across societies and across eras, reflecting the shifting political and religious circumstances, as well as the resources available to the population, and even things like the weather. It is no coincidence that Middle Eastern buildings have flat, white roofs to reflect sunlight, and Northern European roofs are sloped to help water drainage. Pablo Picasso is perhaps one of the most famous names of the 20th century, and the co-founder of Cubism. One of his most famous works is undoubtedly Guernica, painted in 1937, following the bombing of the Basque town of Guernica by Fascist Italy and Nazi Germany in support of Spanish nationalists. Upon completion, the painting was exhibited around the world, starting in Paris, to raise funds for the Spanish war relief. It is widely acclaimed as one of the most powerful anti-war pieces of art in history, elevated to universal and temporal transcendence because rather than specifically addressing the bombing of Guernica, it targets war in general. Speeches may have been made condemning the bombing, and books may have been written explaining it, but it is Guernica by Pablo Picasso that we remember. To be accessible to all, words have to be translated. A picture does not. Granted, it can be explained in greater depth and certain intricacies highlighted, but the image of a screaming woman, dismemberment, and chaos is the same, regardless of language. For a revolution to be successful, it needs unity, and that means overcoming the differences between the revolutionaries and focusing on the primary aim of the revolution. Not only can art transcend language barriers, as we have just seen with Guernica, it can overcome social and geographical barriers too. A nation's flag is a prime example of this. In the medieval period, a king's standard-bearer rode with the king, not only to alert his army as to their king's location, but also as a symbol that the king, and by extension the nation he represented, lived. In many ways, the survival of this image was the difference between defeat and victory. Dukes, lords, and rank and file from up and down the country would have answered the call to fight for their king, and the banner was a symbol of this unity. Nowadays, flags are recognized globally, not just for the countries they represent, but for the values and power that nation holds. The American flag not only unites its 300 million people living across more than 9 million square kilometers, but it is a symbol of freedom and dominance. Despite the concept of the American dream coming under increasing scrutiny, its meaning as a symbol of democracy lives on. Perhaps the greatest evidence of the international recognition of the importance of a flag in projecting the identity of a nation is flag burning. When you can't destroy the thing you hate, destroying the embodiment of the thing you hate is the next best thing. As we have seen through Picasso's Guernica and the importance of national flags, art's visual nature cuts out the words that allow for division. thereby making it a comprehensive medium of communication and political commentary, for better or for worse. Although art can be used merely to comment on ongoing political events, it can also be used to inspire new ones. The fist has long been a symbol of defiance and solidarity, and has become inextricably linked to Black Power, a movement that developed in America's civil rights movement. The fist can be explained, interpreted, and described in many different ways, but there is a reason that Tommie Smith and John Carlos chose to raise their fists on the podium at the 1968 Mexico Olympics, rather than raise placards explaining what Black Power was, why it was important, and why they were protesting during the American national anthem. The fact is, the fist is simple, powerful, and unmistakable. It is no wonder that the image has continued to be used in the Black Lives Matter movement. Essentially, art cuts out the waffle. It simplifies an idea, cause, or even 1,000 words into a single image. I am not denying the importance of words. They provide nuance that ensures caution and keeps us grounded. However, for change and for revolution, inspiration is needed, and for that, people need a symbol to follow and a symbol that unites them.
I hope you enjoyed that. As I was thinking about a reading recommendation for this video, I couldn't think of anything that quite links to this particular topic. But if you're interested in his book Sapiens, Yuval Noah Harari makes some really interesting points linking symbols and human belief in something that doesn't physically exist to the cognitive revolution. So if you're interested, check out Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. Please do like, comment, subscribe below, and see you next time.